I think so, because the boss is really tiny, you know, in comparison with Bob. But he is yelling at him, and he's really mean. He's yelling at him because Bob is losing the company some lot of money, because all his customers know all the ways out of the difficult situation. So the insurance company loses money. So as far as I understood, in his spare time, he and his fellow superhero, the guy who froze how to say Frozone, yes, Frozone, yeah, the guy who can freeze the water in the air. So an interesting one. So they are listening to the police radio, yes, police radio, and they try to help. They try to do their superhero things without his wife knowing, without people noticing, without government noticing their activity. So that this is kind of hobby, you know. So okay, and what happens once? Once upon a time, a beautiful lady, like, you know, in the James Bond movie, there is always a lady, like a spy girl. She gives him some, I don't remember what exactly it was. It was like an iPad, something like that.
Okay.
Device.
Well, but she gave him, yeah, some device with a message on it, recorded message. So, and so the message was, I don't remember exactly what the message was, but actually it was a job of a superhero. And it was a secret job. And of course, he was very excited to take it, you know, to remember his good old times. So, and that was how he happened on an island, right? On a island where this machine was.
Okay, Diana, let me a second to interrupt you, because we forget the favorite moment of Teacher Lee about this Taylor.
Yeah, the Taylor lady.
Taylor lady. So, as I understand the story, this story is kind of what's the word for that? The kind of parody for many other movies, right? From, as you mentioned, for all this, you know, Mission Impossible, X-Men and James Bond and all these things.
That's right.
So from where they get this French Taylor? Do you know?
No, I don't know where that comes from.
Okay, I just thought it must be from somewhere. Because
and actually I thought it was like the parody on some. Okay, it's like a collective figure of the fashion guru, something like that, you know, like a fashion, I don't know how to call those people, designers, right? Like the designer who knows everything about, you know, this Edna the tailor, she is the tailor of all the superhumans, so superheroes. So she knows all the details about their costumes, and she knows all the like drawbacks. Yeah, like the cape. She was talking about the cape, that the cape is out of fashion, you know, and it is very, very bad for superheroes because there was an accident when the cape was, oh my goodness, how to explain that? I don't know the words.
Got sucked into a jet engine.
Yeah. So the cape can be dangerous, you know, this superhero cape can be really dangerous for superheroes. So no capes.
What an interesting film. I'm just listening to it, believe me, very eagerly.
Yeah, it is a very interesting one. I like that very much.
And it's good for kids too.
Yeah.
Right.
The kids class would enjoy it.
Well, yeah, I like those.
Dan is telling the story in such a way that I felt relaxed and I felt sleepy, you know, because as if I was listening to a story. Yeah.
Actually, I enjoy those kinds of movies because there are the different levels of humor and different layers of everything in the story. You know, just kids understand on their level, and adults they get all those hints and links and you know you know, when you know a little bit about like the movies and the culture and the American culture, there are a lot of things you can pick
Yes,
from the
there are a few good masked, you know, adult jokes between
yeah,
family.
absolutely. That's right.
Yes, I like this too.
Mhm.
So, and I just remember that it can be a parody for James Bond scenes. You know, when James Bond always gets his new suits, new armor,
Yeah.
new car, something like that. So it's combined all together into just a costume, just a suit.
Well, it is very important. I think the costume is very important for the superhero. For the superhero, you know, just each superhero has the distinct costume, yeah, his own. You know, you cannot mix them up. You know, the Batman has his costume, and the Superman has his costume. So everybody gets them. So Edna the tailor, she made the perfect costume for the new one, because you know, without some exercise, some practice, Mr. Incredible got a little bit, you know, just wider around the waist, just a tiny bit, you know. So
I call that
he
an
needed
executive waist.
yeah, well, he needed some new costume, you know, because the old one was very good, but kind of tight a little bit.
So he put on weight?
Sure, of course, just sitting in that at that table all the time. You know? Well, okay, you know, it's like a family. You know, just family guy, 3 kids, wife feeding him properly and regularly, not enough exercise, so no other way around. You know, just had to put some weight. Yeah, so needed a new costume. Okay, so he got on that island. He needs to destroy the machine. That beautiful lady told him that he needs to destroy that robot, very dangerous robot, right? Who knows and picks all the tricks from the person who is trying to destroy him. So actually, this robot has an ability to learn while fighting with okay, whomever he's fighting with. So yeah, so this is, the robot has kind of an intelligence, so in the learning ability, so like a super artificial human, as Basant told us. And well, he manages to do that, right? He manages to destroy this robot. And what happened next? I just don't remember right now.
And then was a switch of the story, right?
I
How
don't
we
know.
how we call this when everything gets clear, then the story changed. The switch, or how? The switch of the story. Now we realize that twist. Yes, right. It was a twist of the story. Now we realize that it was not a real job, right before. It was a organized organized job by this man who is his what's the name for the protagonist, and against him
Antagonist.
antagonist.
Antagonist, yeah, named
Yeah.
Syndrome, yeah.
Syndrome. Yes, it's
Yeah.
this boy from fan group. Yes.
Yeah, that boy who was humiliated by Mr. Incredible, who was rejected by him. He grew up, and actually he, you know, just took this rejection as an inspiration, and he created all those artificial robots, artificial, I don't know, machines, so to destroy all the superheroes and to remain the human without superpowers, but with the intelligence and robots, and well, and he wanted kind of pretend to save the world from the robots he created, actually. So that was his master plan. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Nice plan.
Okay.
Yes, yes. You make people suffer, then you.
Yeah, you make people suffer, then you pretend that, well, people do not know that you are making them suffer, but you are saving them, destroying all those machines, and you are their hero, and they will worship you. Mhm.
Right.
Nice plan.
Nice plan. Work it many times, we can say.
Yeah. Just a foolproof plan, I would say. Mhm.
So
Yeah,
the
so
bad, okay, the bad guy invites Mr. Incredible to dinner. So Mr.
Mhm.
Incredible goes to dinner, and after dinner, they walk out and look at his property. And suddenly he sees this giant robot that he destroyed, and it's new again. And suddenly the robot tries to kill him.
Mhm.
So he has to run for his life. And that's when he finds out that his new employer is really a bad guy trying to kill him.
Wow. Wow.
yes, right.
So,
So
he
they
goes
captured.
missing. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Oh, I can't really because I don't forget all the details.
Okay.
Please continue.
So he has to hide on the island, and the bad guy thinks he's been killed because it happened underwater. So he's
Mhm.
hiding on this island, pretending to be dead, and his family's at home going, "Where's Dad? Where's Dad?" So they don't know what, because he was doing this in secret because he's not supposed to do superhero stuff anymore. So his wife would yell at him. So he's doing this in secret. So they don't know he's got this secret life, and they're wondering, where is he? So the Edna, the costume designer, sends a text message to his wife and says, "Come in for your new costume." And she goes, "What?" So she visits Edna and finds out her husband has been secretly doing superhero stuff. And she says, "Oh, but she doesn't know that. She thinks, oh, he's got another woman. He's cheating on me. He's probably with her right now." And Edna slaps her a couple times and says, "Wake up, go get him." "Well, where is he?" "He's right here." So she says, "I've got a machine that can track him. It knows exactly where he is."
Yeah.
"Oh, I wouldn't do that to my husband. I trust him. Give me that." And then she finds out where he is, and she goes there alone and leaves her kids with a babysitter. And when she goes to the island, two missiles are shot at her plane and try to kill her in the sky. So she escapes. Well, the kids sneak on the plane with her. So the kids stow away on the plane. So when she's approaching the island, these missiles are shot at her trying to kill her plane. So they have to escape the plane and land on the island, and they spy and they learn that this is an evil plot island. So then they realize the husband's in trouble and they got to rescue him. So it's a rescue mission.
Mhm.
Wow.
And they find out the kid wants to basically terrorize the world with his robot, and then he's going to pretend to come in and stop the robot and be the hero of the world.
Wow.
So it's
What's
an
up?
interesting
What's up?
plot. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
continue, Vasant?
Yes, and finally the family managed to rescue the dad, and once they get back to the home, the evil guy, the supervillain, tried to execute his plan, like letting the machine roam around the city and demolishing buildings and killing people. Then he suddenly appears from nowhere and just pressing his the remote button, the master remote he has to control the machines. He pressed the button and he pretend to he pretend to be like that he actually defeated the machine by punching it like that. So yes, and while he was doing that, the machine overpowered him. He it just cut off his hands, and the remote went with his hand. So he couldn't control the machine, and the machine started to demolish everything. Then finally the family arrives there, and they did some superhero stuff, and finally they destroy the machine, as well as the super villain. Actually, the super villain's death is a humorous one. He was killed by the youngest child. He tried to kidnap him at the end in order to blackmail them, and when he was on the air, the youngest child revealed his own identity. The child can how do you call it? It can
Change
take any
his appearance.
yeah. any formation, a different kind of appearances. So the youngest child just scared the supervillain, and he got distracted, and he just got stuck into the wheel or
Jet
something.
engine.
Jet engine, yeah.
Yeah, the cape was sucked into the engine. That was
Cape.
the
Yeah.
irony of the story. Yes.
So world was saved, right, from the
Mhm.
and I don't know, was superhero come back to the surf or not? We don't know.
No, remember at the end of the movie there was a new villain,
Ah, okay.
the mole,
Yeah,
mole
never ending.
guy.
Never-ending story. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but they actually, I think that they let superheroes to reveal themselves to be superheroes again. Don't you remember that? Maybe I'm just.
I don't
Okay.
know. I'm not sure. But it
Yeah.
must be like a circle, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Hmm.
So now they are good guys, then will happen something new, and they are bad guys. Vasant, please.
I particularly like the idea of being married to a superhuman married to another superhuman. Yeah, that makes sense, because they cannot be with normal humans. It's always a hard thing to be with them. So
Well, do you remember Mr. and Mrs. Smith? They were trying really hard to be married to a normal people for some time. Yeah. So yeah.
Right. As Diana said, this movie has many layers, many morals inside, right? And I like it the first part. I like it the first part when society answer back with all these tribunals to superheroes. I like it that very much. It's really how we pay for for good things. Make something good for us, and we will blame you forever for that. And it's our nature.
Yeah.
So I like it that part. I like it part when superheroes, hiding from their families and listen this police radio line, because it's your nature. You cannot be just a clerk, if it's word, right? Clerk in the insurance company. And I like it. This I don't know. Can we say acting for an actor of cartoon movies? But I like his acting when he was an insurance agent, right? He's kind of not in his plate. He's not belongs to there, but he have to be there. And I like this boss interviews and these communications, because boss just follow his goals, right? His goals is some KPIs. Can we say KPIs? No, teacherly. It's some points. You follow them and you give you premium. I guess no. I will find on Wikipedia. Maybe it's Russian thing.
Merits and demerits.
Probably. So you have some
To keep the tab, maybe. No.
Yes, some measured things on your work. You save that much budget, you hire that much people, and so on. And if everything follows some
Performance
Parameters.
evaluation,
some range, then you are a good guy.
Yeah.
Quotas, he had quotas to sell insurance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So boss just follow his job, right? But for superhero, it's not allowed. So I like this part. I like the part of this action of these fights less. Probably just my impression. I like more and other things. So, but the cartoon is really multi-layered. So, what is your favorite lines? What you like? What part of the story? Diana?
Okay, so I actually really enjoyed the teenager kind of problems described in the movie as well. So the kids, they also have their problems over there. We didn't mention them describing this story, but actually there is a lot of attention paid to those two, the elder girl and the middle boy, who are the school children. So the elder girl is like a teenage girl, right? So she has her first amorous feelings toward one boy from her school. So, and she is very, very shy. And she is, she's kind of shy of being a superhuman as well, because she has the power of disappear. She can disappear at will. And there are some other magic things. She can actually create kind of a bubble to protect herself, and I don't know, and sometimes if the bubble is big enough, to protect the people around her from some attacks, whatever.
We call that a force field.
Force field, right? Okay, yeah. Well, but she's very shy and she wants to blend in, just to be as all the other girls, and she's not, her self-esteem is rather low, so she's not sure of her own powers. So the younger boy, who is like in elementary school, I think, he is super quick. He can run, like a wind, very quick, but he's not allowed because they should be normal. So, and can you imagine a boy who can run like, just to be the best, the quickest, in sports, the best in sports, he's not allowed to do that. And he's begging his parents to let him be just a tiny bit better than the rest. But they are too scared because they know that he's super competitive. And he won't be able to be a little bit quicker than the rest. So, yeah, that was very nice. So, and the little baby, and I saw that mother who is not sure what the superpower of the baby is, and the baby is just being a baby. That was very cute. So everybody was watching him and thinking, okay, is he super baby or not? I like that very much. So the kids' characters are very, very bright and very, very distinct. I don't know, can I say distinct? So I loved the characters of the kids as well. So
stereotypical.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
now you explain.
They're actually typical family. They're trying to do very typical things, but because they're superheroes, yeah. So it's kind of difficult for them. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see. And you now just explain it to me a few things. I don't understood why this girl so black, why so depressed. It seems to me.
She's a teenager. She's trying to hide. All those things that they are experimenting. They are trying to hide their face. She's so shy. She's not comfortable with herself. And she likes that guy.
It's just typical. It's typical.
Yeah, really typical, right? Mm-hmm.
Probably my boys are too small, and I don't know what is teenager. I forgot.
They are, yeah. Well, just don't ask for trouble.
Teenage girls are different than teenage boys.
Sure,
Okay.
that's true.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so what else?
Okay.
What is your favorite part or layer of the story?
I particularly like the small boy, the neighborhood boy, who got astonished by his super skills. And he just lifted the car, and he just the bubble. Yeah,
that was funny. Yeah. he was kind of expecting, every time he was expecting something from the superhero, he knew something, that little boy on the tricycle, he knew that was something going on. But I think that probably he even told his parents, but nobody believed him. He's just a little boy, you know. So yeah, that was funny.
Nice, nice. So what is okay? Next question. What or teacher Lee, maybe you like to share your favorite part?
I liked Edna. I liked the fashion designer
Oh yeah.
because she was blunt, confident, and competent, and she
Yeah.
knew it. She was good, and she knew it, and she wasn't embarrassed to say it. Okay,
Right.
it
Mhm.
was opinionated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember we watched the movie for the movie class. It's the Wag of the Dog. I forgot the name. Dog wags.
Mm.
Tail wagging the dog or something like that.
But
Yes.
this is, yeah, tail wagging the dog, something.
Walks the
Mhm.
dog. Right. Walks the dog. The movie.
Wag the dog.
Wag the dog.
Mhm.
And the producer in that movie was like an Edna. Was like Edna, right? He was confident. He don't worry. It's nothing. It's nothing. We
Yes.
go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is also the type, I think. There is also the type of those, like an expert thing. An expert who is very confident and, you know, he knows what he's doing, and she knew what she was doing. And yeah, it's a cool character, yes.
Nice one. So let's answer another question. What is the moral of this movie? If I understand there is many probably,
Yeah, probably.
yes,
Mhm.
but can we generalize and get one maybe or the most important one, and maybe one which you like more? Vasants, what do you think? What is the moral?
Good will always take down the evil at the end.
Okay, so wait for happy end. Okay.
Well, for me, this is about your true self, true identity, your nature, you know. Just for me, nature will never, you cannot hide it, you know. Just it will reveal itself. And if you try to hide it, if you try to suppress it, nothing good will, you know, happen. Not happen. So nothing will be. So it is not okay to hide your true self, true identity. That's my moral.
I see. Probably you cannot. You just can't, right? You will get into
Well,
trouble.
you can, but it will be very painful for you and for all people around you. And at the end, the true identity will still be revealed. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes, I like this part of as I said, I like this part of how society answer to unusual people, right? So it's not about only superhero. If you think different, if you have different ideas or different goals in your life, society will, you know, blame you for something. Not blame you, but not appreciate your style. So better to be like a sheep in the flock, right? It's more convenient.
Well, but actually, you know, just they tried to be the same, to be like all the other people, but they could not, you know, they still could not. They were happy in a way because they found each other. I mean, the Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. So they created this family unit, you know, of two like-minded, okay, let's say like-minded people. It's nice when like-minded people are together. So that's happiness in a way. But still, you know, just you cannot pretend all your life that you are the person that you're not really are, you know. Just be yourself and let yourself to find the way in life, and you will be happier in this way. No matter what happens around you, you will be happier.
Right. Officially, do you have your variant?
I've
Of
been
moral?
typing them in the chat area.
Hmm.
Mhm.
If you, it's like Diana said, if you live a fake life that's not really you, it's what we call a death of 1,000 cuts. You just slowly die a little
Yeah.
more every day. You ruin your chance for happiness. You've got to do what you want to do and what you have a talent to do. If you develop your talent, you'll be happier. if you suppressed your talent, you're going to be miserable. So it's doing what you should be doing in life.
Mhm.
I see. Leila, I know that you wasn't prepared to this class because, my guilt,
No,
I
I listened
postponed.
to it very carefully. It has been ages since I listened to a story or a cartoon film told by others. It was so enjoyable for me because really I will sleep like a baby tonight.
And you will see superheroes in your dreams.
Get your mind off of other things.
Yeah,
Lee,
actually, it's a
I
good
watched,
distraction. Mhm.
yeah, I watched a great movie called Ayla. It is in South Korea. I was going to mention it. It is in 1939, and between those years, Americans, Turkish people. I mean, I cried and cried last night after I watched the movie. Tonight, I'm happy. But you should watch the movie, Diane.
Okay.
Isla?
How does yeah, Isla.
Yeah, it has been awarded internationally.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
It is really famous, and it is based on a real story.
Okay.
True story. I like that. I like those movies. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But what I like in our attempt to retell the story is that every participant do it in this way, in their way, right? We think about this different, we see different things, and for instance, I would miss the whole story with teenager girl. So I noticed something strange, but forget immediately, right? Something strange happened. Okay, I don't know what is that. so that's often happen when we discuss books or movies.
Yeah, that's what it is all about, to see the different perspectives on the same thing. Okay, I'm talking. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry.
No problem.
So,
No problem.
yeah, not a teenage girl yet, but okay, just coming close.
She's not going to be shy and embarrassed.
Oh no, on the contrary. Mhm.
Yes, and because we did not classes for a long time, I forgot how to do this and start broadcasting. It's me and recording somewhere in the middle.
Ah,
So it will start it from half of the world, from
that's
this.
fine. That's fine. So it makes it more interesting for people to come to join and participate.
Yes,
just
it's what I
such a
think.
way.
It's what I think
Right.
now. And now
In
I
such
will.
a way, yeah, they will not miss the things if they join, from the beginning.
Yes, yes. Now I will divide the class in random moment, and
Sure.
well, one will be for free, one for sale.
Absolutely. You're right.
So here's the first half. You got to pay money to see the second half.
If you are interested enough.
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask for credit card number, right? Actually, we were discussing that yesterday. So credit card number in advance, and then just all of a sudden, they just receive the notification. Your credit card number is this, so you are
A
paying
trailer
for
to
that.
get you hooked, and then you got to buy a
Right.
ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. So, mhm.
Okay, so I think that's all for today. We almost run out of time, right? So your suggestions about the next movies. Welcome to our chat, please. And I think, Leila, please.
I will send you the link, the film I mentioned about.
Okay,
It
thanks.
could be
Okay.
interesting. It
Yes.
could be interesting. I'm sure everybody will be interested in it, but you don't like dramatic films. I know, I'm sorry. Gerard!
No. Gerard, hello.
Hello.
Gerard, we just said that we finished this class. But anyway, nice to see you.
Remember the time change, Gerard. We're doing it an hour later.
I think we postponed the class. I thought we postponed the class 1 hour later, because Ivan, it was very.
Yeah.
Gerard, I know there are a lot of mess about times and all these things. This class was in 4 p.m. in 4 p.m. and we postponed 1 hour later for book class, I think. But I understand it was hard to get. So,
okay, no problem.
so sorry for that. But we finished it all, and I'm happy. I'm happy that we managed at least 1 movie class.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. We were working so long and so hard for that to happen.
it took a month to get this movie. So I hope the next class will be in regular time, this time at next Sunday. So please come and join. And thank you very much.
If you put this event on our schedule, and if you don't
I'll do. Yes.
Yeah, and the time, it will be nice for us to know the time in advance.
Yes, I know. Sorry for that mess.
Yeah.
I must say thank you for telling me the whole film.
Yeah. I think that when you watch it, you will recognize everything that we told you about, right?
Okay.